All right, we are so back. Can everybody see me again? Can everybody hear me? Okay, we're back. PBS, let's go. We're so back. Why? What the? Oh my God. Wait, nope. Hey, oh, should be back. It says live. It says we're back. It should be back. Let me know if we're back. Chat, are we back? We're so back? There I am. Hell yeah. Lost audio.
It's too insulting.
All right, give it a second.
Middle finger in the face of every American. It's
no, I do not want to go back that far.
Clear statement.
No.
Which is unmistakable.
Stop it. Why?
And that is we don't
what in God's name?
Care about you. And Donald Trump.
All right, here we go. Nightmare Taco, thank you for another 500 bits. Now we're back. I have no idea what's going on. I think my internet like crapped out for a second. Okay. We should be good now. Let's let it. Aw, Boring Beth, thank you. I'm glad y'all love me. If it will. There we go, Kid Rock. Hello. My name is Kid. I think we missed Kid Rock. Nar. Sean EP, thank you for $10. Oh shoot, that's good. Wait,
or nar,
okay, there we go.
or nar.
Oh, that was, I was like, finally sound, but no, just fucking PBS, just not doing anything. Thomas Bachman, thank you for becoming a member. All right, tell you what, we're going to. I know it's nothing important. Are you kidding me? As soon as I close it out, whatever. Yeah, I'll use the Associated Press stream. Freya the Bard, thank you for following. Angry Goose. Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. That's a Kid Rock lyric, by the way. Agent 0087, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Wait, was he playing Sad But True? What? Ratmaster, thank you also for subscribing with Prime. No fucking way. I think I just shit my pants. Shitty remake? Ugh. Why the fuck is my internet? God, I pay for good internet too. I should. Ermim tier, thank you very much for 6 months. Tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Thank you so much. All right, Associated Press, you better have the goods for me. You better have the goods for me. I swear. Oh, I swear to God. Yeah, I'll turn down the quality.
My family trip. That's the President Trump that I know.
a man who truly cares about people. The mainstream media likes to push the narrative that he doesn't care about anyone but himself. I absolutely know that's not the truth because I've been friends with this guy for 25 years. And for the people who know me, they'll know this is true.
Who is that? Is that Dana
White? I just
White?
want to make something very clear. Nobody in the Trump campaign has ever told me what to say. Nobody tells me what to say.
I think this is the owner of UFC.
And I'm nobody's puppet.
Blockheaded dipshit.
And I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you what I know. And I know President Trump. I know President Trump is a fighter. I've been saying this since 2015. Now look at what's happened over the last 10 years. We have all seen it with our own eyes. I'm in the tough guy business, and this man is the toughest.
You notice how there's a lot of people coming out calling this fucking
toughest, most
70-year-old fop
that I've ever met in my life.
He's a tough guy. He's a real toughie.
The higher the stakes, the harder he fights, and this guy never, ever gives up. So what's at stake here? The answer is in President Trump's text, and I quote, "A fight for our country." I know why he's running for president again. Why else would he put himself through everything he's dealt with just to get back here? We all know he doesn't need this. This guy's got a great life.
He actually does because he's being brought up on a litany of fucking criminal charges.
That you could possibly achieve in life. I know President Trump is literally putting his life on the line for something bigger than himself. And he's willing to risk it all because he loves this country.
Like, we didn't miss Melania, did we?
He wants what's best for the American people. All American people.
Bullshit.
I know he's running for president to save our American dream. I'm living the American dream, and I know the American dream is very real. Whether you were born in this country or came here from someplace else, this is the last real land of opportunity.
Okay.
President Reagan once said, government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives. And if you're buried in government red tape, how will you ever start your own business? If you're struggling to pay your bills, how can you ever afford to start a family? And if you don't feel safe in your own town, why would you ever buy a house? I know that President Trump is fighting to save the American dream, and that's what's at stake in this election. We are choosing who we want to lead us in this fight. I know President Trump is a proven leader, a fearless leader, and this country was in a much better place when he was in the Oval Office. In my mind, the choice is clear.
Yeah, I bet it is. It's so funny to see all these like billionaires and millionaires being like, it's obvious who I'm gonna vote for. The dude who's gonna cut regulations and cut taxes for fucking rich assholes. It's like, yeah, duh.
American leadership and a real American badass.
Kyla Lily TTV. Hey DD, hey Chad, did I miss the Orange Man or the Hulk speed? Yeah, you missed the Hulkster.
I'm not telling you what choice to make, and I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you what I know.
Yeah, you already said that.
America needs a strong leader, and the world needs a strong America.
It's that.
I know Donald J. Trump
head
is
trauma's
the best
getting to you, buddy.
For President of the United States. My fellow Americans, it is my honor to introduce the 45th and soon-to-be 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
What? Of course. They can't just fucking have him come out. Oh, is that actually Lee Greenwood? I think that is Lee Greenwood. Just my children and my wife.
lucky stars to be living here today. 'Cause our flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died.
See, I was raised in a family that like would cry at this song, y'all. Like, you don't understand. Last time he was on stage, you had to cut him off because he wouldn't shut the fuck up. That doesn't surprise. Yeah, unfortunately, this song kind of hits. Like, it's entirely nationalist bullshit, but it kind of hits.
From the lakes of Minnesota
Oh shit.
to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit to Houston and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand.
Arnar. Oh, they got the whole crowd. It's even funnier with the, I keep forgetting about the fucking ear pillow. God, the dude looks like he's gonna cry. I don't think he's fucking slept in days. God, he looks like shit. He looked better before he got shot. Which I guess is true of most people, probably.
God bless the USA.
Little pitchy. Ooh, this is getting rough. Y'all, this is getting rough. Thomas Bachman, thank you for $2 for Super Chat. I believe in the American dream, Dusty Rhodes. Hell yeah. I'm gonna say Lee Greenwood doesn't still have it, y'all. All right, now I've seen Trump speak one time this year already myself in person. So let's see if he still has the juice, because that speech was fucking rough, y'all. That speech, I wonder if it will be anywhere near as unhinged and bad as that was, because that was fucking unbelievable.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Wow. And thank you, Dana. Thank you, Kid Rock, sometimes referred to as Bob.
What a weird fucking...
And thank you, Lee, right from the beginning. Thank you very much. What a talent. What a beautiful, beautiful soul. Thank you. Friends, delegates, and fellow citizens, I stand before you this evening with a message of confidence, strength, and hope. 4 months from now, we will have an incredible victory, and we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country.
Lend me your ear.
Together we will
that's
launch
what he
a
should
new
have come
era of
out and said.
safety,
That he should have said, "Lend me your ear." That
prosperity,
would have gone hard.
citizens of
That would have
every
gone hard. Not
race,
gonna lie.
Religion, color, and creed. The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny.
I thought he was gonna fucking.
We rise together.
He's too close
or
to
we fall
fucking.
apart. I am running to be
quoting MLK
president
for my comfort.
For all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America. So tonight, with faith and devotion, I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have the right kind of wit for a lend me your ear.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we will do it right. Gonna do it right. Let me begin this evening by expressing my gratitude to the American people for your outpouring of love and support following the assassination attempt at my rally on Saturday.
That's a
As
real
you already
mixed.
know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life. So many people have asked me what happened.
And don't ever
Tell
let
us
it.
what happened,
Hey,
please.
Guys.
And therefore,
Don't
I
ever
will
let a woman tell you size
exactly
doesn't
what
matter.
happened, and
Those
you'll
inches,
never hear
they add up.
from me
They're important.
A second time because it's actually too painful to tell. It was a warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Music was loudly playing, and the campaign was doing really well. I went to the stage, and the crowd was cheering wildly. Everybody was happy. I began speaking very strongly, powerfully, and happily.
God damn this. I
Because
began
I was
speaking very
discussing
strongly. Very
the great job my administration did on immigration at the southern border. We were very proud of it. Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin.
Oh yeah, like he hasn't. Again, he has not brought up the dude, his supporter.
Lucky I didn't
like
do.
his ride or die supporter who
When
fucking
I heard
died.
a loud whizzing sound
Nothing.
and felt something hit me really, really
Like
hard
hasn't even acknowledged him yet.
on my right ear.
Unsurprisingly.
I said to myself, wow, what was that?
Jesus Christ.
It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly as very brave Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, and they really did. They rushed to the stage. These are great people at great risk, I will tell you, and pounced on top of me so that I would be protected. There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet, in a certain way, I felt very safe because I had God on my side. I felt that.
So much blood, very bloody, and blood everywhere.
The amazing thing is that prior to the shot, if I had not moved my head at that very last instant, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark. And I would not be here tonight. We would not be together. The most incredible aspect of what took place on that terrible evening in the fading sun was actually seen later. In almost all cases, as you probably know, and
again, totally
even
hasn't talked about the fucking dude who died.
Just a single bullet.
Crazy.
And we had many bullets that were being fired. Crowds run for the exits or stampede, but not in this case. It's very unusual. This massive crowd of tens of thousands of people stood by and didn't move an inch. In fact, many of them bravely but automatically stood up looking for where the sniper would be. They knew immediately it was a sniper. And then began pointing at him. You can see that if you look at the group behind me. That was just a small group compared to what was in front. Nobody
Benny
ran,
Chulis, thank you for $20. Boo
not
Trump.
stampeding.
Yeah.
Many lives were saved.
Boo the man who doesn't give a
But
fuck that his
isn't
fucking
the reason
people die. Like,
that they didn't move.
a supporter
the
died. A
that
dude who had a fucking family.
They knew I was in very
Volunteer
serious
fire. No,
trouble.
firefighter.
They saw
not
it. They
volunteer
saw me go
firefighter.
down. They saw the blood.
Like he was a Trump dipshit,
and
but like
thought,
was still a
actually,
fucking person.
most did that I
And
was
there are
dead.
still, I think there are still 2 people in
They
critical
knew it was
condition.
a shot to the head. They saw the blood. And there's an interesting statistic. The ears are the bloodiest part. If something happens with the ears, they bleed more than any other part
What
of
the
the
fuck are
body.
you fucking talking about?
For whatever
God,
reason, the doctors told me that. I said, why is there
people
so
have spent
much blood? He
hours
said, "It's
hyping
the
this
ears
dude
that
up.
bleed more." So
Listen
we
to this
learned
shit.
something, but they just, this beautiful crowd, they didn't want to leave me. They knew I was in trouble. They didn't want to leave me. And you can see that love written all over their faces. They're incredible people. They're incredible people. Bullets were flying over us, yet I felt serene. But now the Secret Service agents were putting themselves in peril. They were in very dangerous territory. Bullets were flying right over them, missing them by a very small amount of inches. And then it all stopped. Our Secret Service sniper, from a much greater distance and with only 1 bullet used, took the assassin's life, took him out. I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here.
misanthropic. That is a good choice, honestly.
Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God. In watching the reports over the last few days, many people say it was a providential moment. Probably was. When I rose, surrounded by Secret Service, the crowd was confused because they thought I was dead, and there was great, great sorrow.
Nobody
could see
thought you
that
were
on
dead.
their faces as I looked out. They didn't know I was looking out. They thought it was over.
Jesus.
But I could see it, and
Somebody actually
wanted to
did
do
die.
something
What the
to let
fuck are
them
you
know I was
talking about?
okay. I raised my right arm, looked at the thousands and thousands of people that were breathlessly waiting,
Breathlessly
and
waiting
started
for
shouting,
me. God.
"Fight, fight, fight!"
Never mind. Do not give a fuck about this like I had like the slightest hint that like, oh, maybe he'll introspect a little bit. Nope.
Once my clenched fist went up, and it was high into the air. You've all seen that. The crowd realized I was okay and roared with pride for our country like no crowd I have ever heard before. Never heard anything like it. For the rest of my life, I will be grateful for the love shown by that giant audience of patriots that stood bravely on that fateful evening in Pennsylvania. Tragically, the shooter claimed the life of one of our fellow
you're 20
Americans,
fucking minutes
Corey.
into your speech and you finally mentioned your
Compared to
supporter who
our
fucking died.
Unbelievable person, everybody tells me. Unbelievable.
Unfucking believable, this thing.
And seriously wounded. 2 other great warriors. Spoke to them today. David Dutch and James Copenhaver. 2 great people. I also spoke to all 3 families of these tremendous people. Our love and prayers are with them and always will be. We're never going to forget them. They came for a great rally. They were serious Trumpsters, I want to tell you. They were serious
Biden called the widow
Trumpsters and
first.
still are.
Like it took like 2 days for
Corey,
Trump to actually call their
unfortunately,
family.
we have to use the past tense. He was incredible. He was a highly respected former fire chief, respected by everybody.
Past tense.
Was accompanied by his wife, Helen, incredible woman. I spoke to her today, devastated, and 2 precious daughters. He lost his life selflessly acting as a human shield to protect them from flying bullets. He went right over the top of them and was hit. What a fine man he was. I want to thank the fire department and the family for sending his helmet, his outfit, and it
you
was
fucking
just
kidding?
something, and they're going to do something very special when they get it. But we did something which cannot match what happened, not even close. But I am very proud to say that over the past few days, we've raised $6.3 million.
You're gonna donate
For
it
the
to
families of David, James, and Corey, including from a friend of mine, just called up. He sent me a check right here. I just got it. $1 million.
Is that from Elon Musk?
From Dan Newland. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, shocker.
And again, when speaking to the family, I told them, I said, well, I'm going to be sending you a lot of money, but it can't compensate. They all said the same thing. You're right, sir. We appreciate so much what you're doing.
Of course, he
nothing
said,
can
I'm just going to send you a lot of
the
money.
place in the case of Corey and the other 2. By the way, they were very, very seriously injured, but now they're doing very well. They're going to be okay. They're going to be doing very well. They're warriors. So now I ask that we observe a moment of silence in honor of our friend Corey. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others. This is the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours.
God.
And this is the love that will
He was
lead
murdered.
America
Like,
back
he
to
didn't
the
lay
summit
down his
of
life for
human
you.
achievement and greatness. This is what we need. Despite such a heinous attack, we unite this evening more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody in this room. Thank you.
Oh, Drax, I guess he was protecting his family. You're right. You're right. The way Trump said it made it sound like he was doing it on him. I am Dougie Jones. Thank you for following.
Our resolve is unbroken and our purpose is unchanged to deliver a government that serves the American people better than ever before. Nothing will stop me in this mission because our vision is righteous and our cause is pure. No matter what obstacle comes our way, we will not break, we will not bend, we will not back down, and I will never stop fighting for you, your family, and our magnificent country. Never. And everything I have to give with all of the energy and fight in my heart and soul, I pledge to our nation tonight. Thank you very much. I pledge that to our nation. We're going to turn our nation around, and we're going to do it very quickly. Thank you.
Ron Howard adapted J.D. Vance's book. Oh yeah, no, Hillbilly Elegy was like a laughing stock
about
of a movie
the issues
when
facing
it
our
came
country and how to make America successful,
it is like
safe, free, and
infamously
great again.
dog shit, infantilizing take on Appalachians.
In an age when our politics too often divide us,
like
now is the time to remember that we are all fellow citizens. We are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is he wearing a bandage on his gay ear? A little bit.
And we must not criminalize dissent or demonize political disagreement, which is what's been happening in our country lately at a level that
we don't demonize disagreement. You have people who've been on stage actually calling Democrats demons. Are you fucking kidding?
The justice system and labeling their political opponent as an enemy of democracy. Especially since that is not true. In fact, I am the one saving democracy for the people of our country.
Saving democracy, huh?
And very big news, as you probably just read. On Monday, a major ruling was handed down from a highly respected federal judge in Florida, Eileen Cannon, finding that the prosecutor
you ever notice how the
and
federal
the
judges that just agree with him
case against me
are highly respected,
totally
the ones that don't agree with him
and the entire case
evil.
Was thrown out of court. With all of that publicity, thrown out of court.
Gyro PB, thank you for $20. Hey DD, thanks for helping my libs with TikTok situation.
If Democrats want to unify our country, they should drop these partisan
I hope that actually worked out for you
because for approximately 8 years. And they should do that without delay and allow an election to proceed that is worthy of our people. We're going to win it anyway.
I hope she gets her just desserts.
But worthy of our people.
I can't say more than that.
On this journey, I am deeply honored to be joined by my amazing wife, Melania.
And Hammock, thank you for $2. Snake would never stand for this. Absolutely not. Especially not Venom Snake. Venom Snake don't give a fuck.
And Melania, thank you very much. You also did something really beautiful, a letter to America calling for national unity, and it really took the Republican Party by surprise. I will tell you, it was beautiful.
I don't think that sounds as good as you meant it to. This thing calling for unity took the Republican Party by surprise.
Take that letter and put it as part of the Republican platform. That would be an honor, wouldn't it? Right?
Of course,
Mr. Congressman?
It's just the Trump platform by this point.
It captivated so many, so I also want to thank my entire family for being here. Don, Kimberly, Ivanka and Jared, Eric and
everybody
Lara,
who's fucking spoken.
Tiffany and Michael, Barron, we love our Barron. And of course, my 10 wonderful grandchildren. You saw a few of them up there on my lap before.
Nice too.
And how good was Dana? Was Dana good? I mean, was he good?
God, he sounds
he was on
tired, dude.
Probably the only vacation he's had in about, maybe ever, because he works, but about 10 years with his wife, very far away. I won't tell you where, but very, very far away, beautiful place. And my people called, and he said, I won't be able to do it. This is many, many years. I promised my wife I can't do it. And they came in, they said, Dana won't be able to do it, because he was my first, second, and third choice. I said, well, that's too bad, but I understand he's away, and it's good. It's good for him. And that was it. About 30 minutes later, she came back in, sir, Dana just called. He's going to do it. And his wife, she said, you can't turn him down. You just can't do it. You have to go. That's a good wife.
Oh, no, I bet he still has another half hour or so to go. To find a mother base.
So he got on a plane. He got here a little while ago. Now he's going to get on the plane in a little while, and he's going to go back home to his wife. But they're great, and I just want to thank her and him and their whole family, because that's not easy.
Interesting.
And Kid Rock, same thing. Called. He said, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part, because Kid does his great song, big, big monster song. I had no idea. He became a friend of mine over the last 10 years. And he's amazing. Everyone loves him. I didn't even know how big he was. He has rallies, 35,000, 40,000 people he gets every time he goes out. I think he's making so much money, he doesn't know what the hell to do with it. You want to know? And then we have
Man
my
of the
other
people.
friend, and
Man
I've
of the
known
people,
him so
everybody. Look at
long,
all my
and we
millionaire
took that
friends.
song, and it was a big success, but we made that. I saw a chart of great songs to America. That was #1 on the chart recently, #1. So that's Lee Greenwood, a very special, beautiful person. He's a beautiful man. But they all wanted to be here. They called. And how about the Hulkster? How good was he? Is he up? Where is he? Boy, oh boy. They may call that entertainment. I know about entertainment, but when he used to lift a 350-pound man over his shoulders and then bench press him 2 rows into the audience, I say maybe entertainment, but he is one strong son of a gun. I will tell you, I watched it many times. There aren't a lot of entertainers that can do that, right? You were fantastic. Thank you very much. Followed by...
Thank you all for sucking me off.
Eric.
Thank you so much.
What was that all about? Boy, that was good. I didn't want to really come up here. But he was so great, and he's such a good young man. He went through a lot of...
What was that all about?
trouble,
My
and
son
Don
saying
last
it's an
night
honor
was
to know
incredible.
me.
They went through so much trouble. They got subpoenaed more than any people probably in the history of the United States. Every week they get another subpoena from the Democrats, crazy Nancy Pelosi, the whole thing, just boom, boom, boom.
Again, we're not demonizing. Don't demonize people.
They've got to stop that, because they're destroying our country. We have to work on making America great again, not on beating people. And we won. We beat them in all. We beat them on the impeachments. We beat them on indictments. We beat them. But the time that you have to spend, if they would devote that genius to helping our country, we'd have a much stronger and better country. And Jason, the biggest star in country music. Jason, thank you for being here. Jason, thank you very much. Jason Aldean, he's good. I like his wife even better, by the way. She's here. Thank you, Jason. But I'm thrilled to have a new friend and partner fighting by my side.
No,
The next Vice President of the United States, the current Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance, and his incredible wife, Usha.
Usha. Yeah, this is rough business from Trump, honestly.
He's going to be a great Vice President. He's going to be great. He'll be with this country and with this movement, greatest movement in the history of our country, Make America Great Again. When they criticize it, they say, we're going to try and stop MAGA. I said, MAGA is Make America Great Again. What are you going to stop? There's nothing to stop. Then they say, oh, that's right. It's very tough to fight it. And all of the people that did try and fight it have failed. But he's going to be with us for a long time.
It seems like people are doing a pretty good job. I don't know about fail.
Great student at Yale. His wife was a great student at Yale. They met at Yale. These are two smart people.
These are two smart people.
So, J.D., you're going to be doing this for a long time. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, we're going to have to see this dipshit's face for the next 40 years.
And a very special thank you to the extraordinary people of Milwaukee and the great state of... Oh, there they are. There they are. You are so easy to spot. And Green Bay's going to have a good team this year.
No,
right?
Redmaster, I hope he shaves his beard. I know he's got the weirdest fucking face under there. I want to see it.
Most of the audience doesn't like it, but it's true. You're going to have a very good team this year. And by the way, Wisconsin, we are spending over $250 million here creating jobs and other economic development all over the place. So I hope you will remember this in November and give us your vote. I am trying to buy your vote. I'll be honest about that.
First fucking honest thing he said.
And I promise we will make Wisconsin great again. We're going to make it. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm here tonight to lay out a vision for the whole nation. To every citizen, whether you're a young or old man or woman, Democrat, Republican, or independent, black or white, Asian or Hispanic,
you say
I
black
extend
or
to
a
you
white?
a hand of loyalty and of friendship. Together we will lead America to new heights of greatness like the world has never seen before. We were right there in the first term. We got hit with COVID. We did a great job. Nobody knew what it was, but nobody's ever seen an economy pre-COVID. And then we handed over a stock market that was substantially higher than just prior to COVID.
Terry Billie Jean, we are gaming to speeches. Sorry, I just
Never
looked
got
away from
credit
the screen
for that.
for
We
a
got
second.
credit for
What about the
war
NB supporters?
and defeating ISIS
come on
and
now.
so many
Come on,
things. A
Yumi
great
Nikki.
economy, the
Yummy
biggest
Nikki, you
tax
know.
cuts ever, the biggest regulation cuts ever, the creation of Space Force, the rebuilding
Creation of
our
Space Force.
military.
Oh
We
my
did
God,
so
I fucking
much.
forgot about Space Force. Remember
We did
Space
so
Force?
much. Right to try. Right to try is a big deal. We got right to try. They were trying to get that for 52 years. Somebody's terminally ill, and hopefully there's nobody in this audience, but it does happen a lot. They're terminally ill and they can't use our new space age drugs and other things that we are way ahead. We're the greatest doctors in the world, the greatest
Terry Billie Jean,
laboratories in the
I'm
world,
doing as
and you
good
can't
as I
do it. They've been
can.
trying to get that approved for
given
52 years.
what
Wasn't
I'm
that
listening to
easy?
right now.
The insurance companies didn't want to do it. They didn't want the risk. The labs didn't want to do it because if
rock
it didn't
does not
work,
like
people
me.
are pretty far down the line toward death. They didn't want to do it. The doctors didn't want to have it on their record, so I got everybody into an office. 52 years they tried. Sounds simple, but it's not. And I got them to agree that somebody that needs it will, instead of going to Asia or Europe or someplace, or if you have no money going home and dying, just die. We got them to sign an agreement, agree to it, where they're not going to sue anybody. They're going to get all of this stuff.
Somebody, I have no idea
And
what the fuck he is talking about.
what's happened is we're saving thousands and thousands of lives. It's incredible. Right to try. It's a great feeling. Under our leadership, the United States will be respected again. No nation will question our power. No enemy will doubt our might. Our borders will be totally secure. Our economy will soar. We will return law and order to our streets, patriotism to our schools, and importantly, we will restore peace, stability, and harmony all throughout the world.
Just literally giving the Palpatine
to achieve this future, we must first
to my Republic
rescue
speech.
our nation from failed and even incompetent leadership. We have totally incompetent leadership. This will be the most important election in the history of our country. Under the current administration, we are indeed a nation in decline. We have an inflation crisis that is making life unaffordable, ravaging the incomes of working and low-income families, and crushing, just simply crushing our people like never before. They've never seen anything like it. We also have an illegal immigration crisis, and it's taking place right now as we sit here in this beautiful arena. It's a massive invasion at our southern border that has spread misery, crime, poverty, disease, and destruction to communities all across our land. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Then there's an international crisis, the likes of which the world has seldom been part of. Nobody can believe what's happening. War is now raging in Europe and the Middle East. A growing specter of conflict hangs over Taiwan, Korea, the Philippines, and all of Asia, and our planet is teetering on the edge of World War III.
He said, motherfucker said
and
planet.
this will be a war like no other war because of weaponry. The weapons are
all right.
no longer army tanks going back and forth shooting.
He's still just doing it. He's still just doing it. All right, I'm gonna feed my cat real quick.
It's time for a change. This administration can't come close to solving the problems. We're dealing with very tough, very fierce people. They're fierce people. And we don't have fierce people. We have people that are a lot less than fierce, except when it comes to cheating on elections and a couple of other things. Then they're fierce. Then they're fierce. So tonight, I make this pledge to the great people of America. I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill.
Still doing that, huh? Okay. What the hell's going on? Why? What just happened? Is it? Do I have to? There we go. Okay. Oh, fucking come on. Preying on the downfall, you are not the only one. Come on, dude. Really, internet? We're doing this right now? We're doing it? Alright, chat, are we still up? Everybody still hear me okay? My stream hasn't fucking gone down again? Hammock, thank you for 5. I'll watch the clip from Newsroom America. It's not the greatest country anymore. It's on YouTube. No, not the newsroom clip. We don't need Aaron Sorkin up in here. Somebody, yes, Queen. I think it's the site. Yeah, YouTube is probably having pretty big issues right now. Silence.
Of which I've already
here we
built.
go.
On the wall, we were dealing with a very difficult Congress, and I said, oh, that's
And I'm just gonna let it load for a second. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, man. I don't even know.
It's okay. We won't go to Congress. I call it an invasion. We gave our military almost $800 billion. I said, I'm going to take a little of that money because this is an invasion. And we built, most of the wall is already built. And we built it through using the funds because what's better than that? We have to stop the invasion into our country that's killing
Remember,
hundreds
not
of
demonizing.
thousands of people a year. We're not going to let that happen. I will end every single international crisis that the current administration has created, including the horrible war with Russia and Ukraine, which would have never happened if I was president, and the war caused by the attack on Israel, which would have never happened if I was president. Iran was broke. Iran had no money. Now Iran has $250 billion. They made it all over the last 2.5 years. They were broke. I watched the other day on a show called Deface the Nation. Has anyone seen it?
Deface that.
And they had a congressman who was a Democrat say, well, whether you like him or not, Iran was broke dealing with Trump. I told China and other countries, if you buy from Iran, we will not let you do any business in this country, and we will put tariffs on every product you do send in of 100% or more. And they said to me, well, I think that's about it. They weren't going to buy any oil. And they were ready to make a deal. Iran was going to make a deal with us. And then we had that horrible, horrible result that we'll never let happen again. The election result, we're never going to let that happen again. They used COVID to cheat. We're never going to let it happen again. And they took off all the sanctions, and they did everything possible for Iran. And now Iran is very close to having a nuclear weapon, which would have never happened. This is a shame what this administration, the damage that this administration has done. And I say it often, if you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done. Only going to use the term once. Biden, I'm not going to use the name anymore, just one time. The damage that he's done to this country is unthinkable.
Like, listening to him for so long
Together
is
we
like...
will restore vision, strength, competence, and we're going to have a thing
really
called
nothing
common
quite
sense,
like
making
this.
most of our decisions, actually. It's all common sense. Just
It's going to load again. All right. Common sense. Great. This is just a rally speech. Yeah, like, it is. So much of this just feels on autopilot. And I mean, if you watch my CPAC video, you know that that's how he do. Like, this is just regular Trump shit. There's nothing unique or interesting. Nope, not what I wanted. Are we loading, or what's up? Is it just stuck? There you are. Is it? What? Come on. What are we doing here?
a few short years ago under my presidency, we had the most secure border and best economy in the history.
Most secure border and best economy in the history of the country. Okay. Can I not? Like, dog, seriously? Why? What is going on with YouTube today? There we go. Fuck. Oh, that's why. There's 220,000 people watching. That'll do it, I guess. Okay, go to the AP website. Woke Cop, thank you very much for following. I was just taking it from...
one that I can think of where I said, oh, gee.
There we go. No, not yet, Yenzo.
Look at these crowds. You'd never have this at a convention. Look at these crowds. Love, it's about love. This week, the entire Republican Party has formally adopted an agenda for America's renewal, and you saw that agenda. And it's very short compared to the long, boring, meaningless agendas of the past, including the Democrats. They write these things that are hundreds of pages long, and they never read them after they're...
You mean like Project 2025?
In their case, fortunately, they don't read them because they're pretty bad. It's a series of bold promises that we will swiftly implement when you give us a Republican House. And Mr. Speaker,
everybody in chat
much.
Noticed he says agenders.
We have our great Speaker of the House with us tonight.
That's
Mr.
great.
Speaker, thank you very much. Thank you. A Republican Senate, we have many senators here. And send me back to our beautiful White House just a few short months from now. We're talking about just months. It can't come fast enough. We have to get it done. First, we must get economic relief to our citizens. Starting on day one, we will drive down prices and make America affordable again. We have to make it affordable. It's not affordable. People
Sean,
can't live like
$10.
this.
Okay, bye-bye.
Under this administration,
thank you so much.
Our current administration, groceries are up 57%, gasoline is up 60 and 70%, mortgage rates have quadrupled.
I played through Metal Gear Solid 5.
And the fact is, it doesn't matter what they are because you can't get the money anyway. Can't buy houses. Young people can't get any financing to buy a house. The total household costs have increased an average of $28,000 per family under this administration. Republicans have a plan to bring down prices and bring them down very, very rapidly. By slashing energy costs, we will in turn reduce the cost of transportation, manufacturing, and all household goods. So much starts with energy.
Get out of the Trump cult. Aww,
and remember, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other country by far. We are a nation that has the opportunity to make an absolute fortune
it's
with
nighttime
its
and you're also
energy.
getting to work, so
we
good
have
luck.
it and China does it. Under the Trump administration just 3.5 years ago, we were energy independent, but soon we will actually be better than that. We will be energy dominant and supply not only ourselves, but we will supply the rest of the world. with numbers that nobody has ever seen, and we will reduce our debt, $36 trillion. We will start reducing that, and we will also reduce your taxes still further. Next, and by the way, they want to raise your taxes 4 times, think of it. And all my life I grew up watching politicians. I always loved politics. I guess I was on the other side. I'd watch and they were always talking about, we will give you a tax cut. We will give you a tax cut. My whole life I was watching, I will give you a tax cut, right, Mr. Congressman? That's all they talked about. This is the only administration that said, we're going to raise your taxes by 4 times what you're paying now, and people are supposed to vote for them?
4 times? What the fuck are you talking about?
You're paying too much. We're going to reduce your taxes still further. We gave you the biggest one, as I said. We're going to give you more, and it's going to lead to tremendous growth. We want growth in our country. That's what's going to pay off our debt. And next, we will end the ridiculous and actually incredible waste of taxpayer dollars that is fueling the inflation crisis. They spent trillions of dollars on things having to do with the Green New Scam. It's a scam. And that's caused tremendous inflationary pressures in addition to the cost of energy. And all of the trillions of dollars that are sitting there not yet spent, we will redirect that money for important projects like roads, bridges, dams, and we will not allow it to be spent on meaningless Green New Scam ideas. And I will end the electric vehicle mandate on day 1. Thereby saving the U.S. auto industry from complete obliteration, which is happening right now, and saving U.S. customers thousands and thousands of dollars per car. And right now, as we speak, large factories just started are being built across the border in Mexico. So with all the other things happening on our border, and they're being built by China to make cars and to sell them into our country. No tax, no anything. The United Auto Workers ought to be ashamed for allowing this to happen. And the leader of the United Auto Workers should be fired immediately. And every single auto worker,
oh my God, Nightmare Taco, holy shit. Thank you so much.
Should be voting for Donald Trump because we're going to
How
bring
many
back
did you gift? Oh my God, thank you for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Gideon Wells, Lee Shroom,
they're building some of the largest auto plants anywhere in the world.
Archaic Killer 87,
in the
Envious
world. We're going to bring it
Low
back.
Observant
We're going to make
Goat,
them. We don't mind
Degenerate
we don't
Triangle,
mind that happening, but those
Smoker
plants are
of
going to be
Mids,
built in the United States, and our people are going to man those plants.
Thank you so much. Holy shit. We are... Now we're almost, we are at a level 4 hype train. We're 15% to level 5. Thank you so much, Nightmare Taco.
On each car, and they will
I
be
appreciate it
unsellable
so
in the United
much.
States. We have long been taken advantage of by other countries.
Why does Trump look shiny? That's just his face.
Oftentimes,
he's always shiny. Like if you've ever seen him, he just looks like
taken advantage of
lickable, derogatory.
We lose jobs, we lose revenue, and they
go see the dog
everything,
again. I'll go see the dog after this mission.
Wipe out
I'm pretty sure Didi will be all.
I stopped it for 4 years. I stopped
Mighty
it,
Mulatto read the
and
teleprompter,
we're really
sir.
ready to make
no, he's going
like
off. He's going off book for these
before.
ones.
And remember, USMCA. I got rid of NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made, and replaced it with USMCA, which is, they say, the best trade deal ever made.
Who says that? Who says that?
Probably the best trade deal was the deal I made with China, where they buy $50 billion worth of our product. They were buying nothing. They buy $50 billion worth. They had to. But I don't even talk about it because of COVID. I don't even mention it, frankly, because of what happened with
I don't even talk about this thing I'm talking about. Fuck, man.
We will not let countries come in, take our jobs, and plunder our nation. They come and do that. They plunder our nation. The way they will sell their product in America is to build it in America. Very simple. Build it in America and only in America.
Need doggo. Oh, shit.
And this very simple formula, and Congress has to go along with us, and they will. This very simple formula will create massive numbers of jobs. We will take over the auto industry again. And
God, he sounds
hundreds of thousands
really
of jobs.
tired.
We lost so many jobs over the years. If you go back 20, 25 years, they've stolen, going to China and Mexico, about 68% of our auto industry manufacturing jobs. We're going to get them all back. We're going to get them all back, every one of them. At the center of our plan for economic relief are massive tax cuts for workers that include something else that's turned out to be very popular, actually. Here it's very popular in this building and all those hotels that I saw that are so nice. I'm staying in a nice one. It's called no tax on tips. No tax on tips.
It was funny because
tax on tips.
Apparently everybody who's been like helping people, like all the service people who've been serving the Republicans and chuds who've come to town, say that like nobody's been fucking tipping. It's like it doesn't really matter. There's no tax on tips because these fuckers don't tip anyway.
By having dinner recently.
Yeah, no, Rhyme Jack. They're not tipping anyone downtown. Like, you know, points. Yeah.
Hello. I'll see you there very soon, everybody. And we're having dinner at a beautiful restaurant in the Trump building on the Strip, and it's a great building, and the waitress comes over. How's everything going? A really nice person. How's everything? Oh, sir, it's so tough. The government's after me all the time on tips, tips, tips. I said, well,
I love his conversations that just like,
I didn't know this. She said, very little cash is given.
Absolutely did not fucking happen. Check. You know the conversations you have with your waitress in a presumably expensive restaurant where they're like, they talk to their boss about like, oh yeah, I'm not getting tipped enough.
Agents to go after him even more.
Get the fuck out of here. Rip hype train.
And
it's
I
okay.
said,
y'all have given plenty today. I appreciate it.
They pay millions of dollars. But I said to her, let me just ask you a question. Would you be happy if you had no tax on tips? She said, what a great idea. I got my information from a very smart waitress. That's better than spending millions of dollars.
Thank you for the 2 biddies.
And everybody...
3 biddies. Why are you just giving 1 biddy? 5 biddies.
Waitresses and caddies and drivers and everybody's a large...
We are now at a level 3 hype train.
Being really hurt badly.
Thank you,
they make
Taco.
money. Let them keep their money. I'm going to protect Social Security and Medicare. Democrats are going to destroy Social Security and Medicare because all of these people, by the millions they're coming in, they're going to be on Social Security and Medicare and other things, and you're not able to afford it. They are destroying your Social Security and your Medicare. Under my plan, incomes will skyrocket, inflation will vanish completely, jobs will come roaring back, and the middle class will prosper like never, ever before, and we're going to do it very rapidly. But no hope or dream we have for America can
Thank
succeed
you, Rat
unless
Master,
we
for
stop
330 bits.
Illegal immigrant invasion, the worst that's ever
gotta
been
play
seen
the hits.
anywhere
Gotta
in the
play
world.
the
There's
hits.
never
This is
been
like
an
this is like
invasion
at the
this
end
anywhere.
of a
Third
concert
world
when like
countries
Guns N'
would
Roses
fight
they
with
gotta
sticks
play
and stones
Sweet Child of Mine.
not to let this happen.
You know?
The invasion
can't
at
go
our
without
southern
November
border,
Rain.
we will stop it, and we will stop it quickly. You heard Tom Homan yesterday. Tom Homan, put him in charge and just sit back and watch. Brandon Judd, the Border Patrol, he's incredible. These guys, you know, they really, their job is a lot easier if they don't have to do anything, but they want to. They're patriots. Brandon Judd, Border Patrol, ICE. ICE goes out. You have to see what ICE does with MS-13. You have these are probably the worst gang, and ICE goes in there. And I know a lot of people in these rows here, and they're very tough people, but they don't want to do this job. They'll go into a pack of MS-13 killers. They're the worst, probably the worst gangs in the
literally
world.
just dehumanizing people and casting them all as casting every immigrant as an MS-13 killer.
Them out, and it was a pleasure.
Literally using
right
animal
into a pack
terminology.
of these killers, and you see fists flying, you see everything flying, and then they take them. They put them in a paddy wagon. They take them back and they get them out of our country. And the other countries weren't accepting them back. And I called up and I said, tell them that we're not giving them economic aid anymore. And the next day I got calls from all of these countries that were terminated. Billions of dollars we spend on economic aid to countries that does us, frankly, no good. And the next day I was called by everybody. I couldn't take all the calls. Sir, what's the problem? I said, you won't take your killers back that you sent in caravans into America. You won't take them back. Well, sir, if you'd like us to,
Project
we would give very
2025.
serious
What about Project
consideration to
69?
do that.
Got him. Fucking.
And within 24 hours, they were
GG
being
easy.
taken back. For years and years, when I first came in, they said President Obama tried to get him to go back, and they wouldn't accept him. They'd put planes on the runway so you couldn't lead the plane. They'd close the road so you couldn't take the buses. They'd all have to turn back. As soon as I said no more economic aid of any kind to any country that does that, they called back and they said, sir, it would be our great honor to take MS-13. We love them very much.
It's like
We love
it's
them very
truly
much,
wild
sir.
how
We'll
much.
take them back.
Oh God! Like this is
At
bringing
the
me back to
heart of the
CPAC and just like the
Republican
sensation of
platform
being in
is
this
our pledge
room
to
while
end
people
this
hang on
border
is
nightmare
every
and fully
fucking word.
restore the sacred and sovereign borders
Like it doesn't matter
of the
how much he
United
lies.
States
People
of
just
America,
they
and we're
just
going to do
eat it
that
the
on
fuck
day
up.
one. That means two things on day one, right? Drill, baby, drill, and close our borders. And by the way, and I think everybody as a Republican, as a patriot in this room, and most Democrats, we want people to come into our country, but they have to come into our country legally. Legally. That's it. Less than 4 years ago, I handed this administration the strongest border in American history. But you can see on the chart
Kaylin
that saved my
McKenzie,
life.
thank
That
you
was
for
the
$2.
chart that saved
True
my life.
story.
I said, look it, I'm
It's
so
a
proud
true
of it. I
story.
think it's one of the greatest.
I don't
It was
think
done
he's
by
ever
the
told
Border
a true
Patrol.
story. I
One
think
of the
he,
greatest
like, I think
charts I've
the
ever
things
seen.
that
It
happened
showed
to him,
everything
like,
just like
the
that.
stories he
You know
tells are
the chart.
loosely based
Oh, there it
in
is.
something
That's
that
pretty
might have
good.
actually
Wow.
happened, but I think it's mostly just he is embellishing.
Last time I put up that chart, I never really got to look at it. But without that chart, I would not be here today. Never got to look at it.
Truly a shame. Donald Trump said
I
the
said,
sky
you
was
got
blue.
to
I
see
need
this
time
chart.
shot.
I was so proud
Not
of it, and by the time I
good
got
policy.
to there, I never got to see it that day. But I'm seeing it now, and I was very proud. If you look at the arrow on the bottom, that's the lowest level, the one on the bottom, heavy red arrow. That's the lowest level of illegal immigrants ever to come into our country in recorded history, right there. Right there. And that was my last week in office. And then you see what happened after I left. Look at the rest. And if you go out a little bit further, it's getting to be a little bit old, but I love it anyway, right? But you can go much higher with those numbers. Look what happened right after that. The invasion began. We had the opposite. We stopped the invasion. But the invasion that we stopped was peanuts by comparison to what happened after I left. Look at what happened after I left. They took over our country. We ended all
You know how
tax and
everybody
release.
everywhere is just taken over
We
by
shut
illegal.
down
You know.
asylum fraud. We stopped human trafficking and forged historic
stopped
agreements to
human
keep
trafficking.
illegal aliens.
Actually,
on
under
foreign
ICE, more
soil. We
people
want
were
them to
human
stay on their
trafficked
soil.
in your fucking
Under the Trump
camps.
administration,
Like,
if
are
you
you-
came in illegally, you were apprehended immediately and you were deported.
Literally
You
none
went
of
right
this
back.
is true. Like,
The current administration terminated
It's amazing
every
how
single
when-
one of those
when
great
Trump was in office-
policies that I put in place.
it was
To
all
seal
the
the border. I
Democrats
wanted
were
to seal the
obstructing. Like
border.
their narrative
Again,
was that the
come
Democrats
in,
were
but come
obstructing
illegal.
everything.
You know how
And then as soon as
unfair
he
it is?
left office, it
So
was
many
actually no.
people,
Actually, we did everything we
hundreds of
wanted, and we were
thousands of
doing it
people
perfectly.
have been working for years to come into our country, and now they see these people pour into our country at levels that are unprecedented. It's so unfair, and we're not going to do it. We're not going to stand for it. They suspended wall construction, ended remain in Mexico. We had a policy, remain in Mexico. You think that was easy to get from the Mexican government? But I said, you must give it to us.
Immediately
If you
deported.
don't
Thank
give
you,
it to
Hammock,
us,
for
there
gifting
will be
a Tier 1 sub to
repercussions, and they gave it to
Bayazi.
us. But not easy. Canceled
Oh, shit.
our Safe Third
Oh, fuck.
agreements. demolished Title 42, implemented nationwide catch and release. That's catch and release, where we catch them and release them into our country. We catch them and release them into Mexico. There's a slight difference. And took 93, this is the previous administration, 93 executive actions to throw open our border to the world. The entire world is pouring into our country.
Why even bother to try fucking fact-checking him? Because you know it's all fucking lies.
Very foolish administration. The greatest invasion in history is taking place right here in our country. They are coming in from every corner of the earth, not just from South America, but from Africa, Asia, the Middle East. They're coming from everywhere. They're coming at levels that we've never seen before. It is an invasion indeed, and this administration does absolutely nothing to stop them. They're coming from prisons. They're coming from jails. They're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums. You know, the press is always
James
on me because I
McConnell,
say
Nancy
this.
Harrison, thank you very much for
Has
subscribing.
anyone seen Silence of the Lambs?
Jesus Christ. What?
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He'd love to have you for dinner.
What?
That's insane asylums. They're emptying out their insane asylums. And terrorists are coming in at numbers
Hannibal
that
Lecter's
we've
a
never
fictional
seen before.
character.
Bad things are going to happen.
Great.
Meanwhile, our crime rate is going up while crime statistics all over the world
Anthony
are
Hopkins is still
going
alive.
down because they're taking their criminals and they're putting them into our country. A certain country, and I happen to like the president of that country very much, but he's been getting great publicity because he's a wonderful shepherd of the country. He says how well the country's doing because their crime rate is down. And he said he's training all of these rough people. They're rough. He's training them. And I've been reading about this for 2 years. I think, oh, that's wonderful. Let's take a look at it. But then I realized he's not training them. He's sending all of his criminals, his drug dealers, his people that are in jails, he's sending them all to the United States. And he's different in that he doesn't say that. He's trying to convince everybody what a wonderful job he does in running the country. Well, he doesn't do a wonderful job. And by the way, if I ran one of the countries, many countries from all over, I would be worse than any of them. I would have had the place totally emptied out already.
I can't even count how many times he's done it by now. Yeah, no, you assume that everything he says is a lie, even if there is some truth.
We become a dumping ground for the rest of the world, which is laughing at us. They think
use
we're
the same
stupid.
Hannibal Lecter joke. I've heard
and
him use that one before.
They can't believe
I feel
that they're getting away with what they're getting away with, but they're not going to be getting away with it for long. That's what I can tell you. In Venezuela, Caracas, high crime. Caracas, Venezuela, really a dangerous place, but not anymore. Because in Venezuela, crime is down 72%. In fact, if they would ever win this election, I hate to even say that, we will have our next Republican convention in Venezuela because it will be safe. Our cities will be so unsafe,
Doug.
we won't be able.
Hello, Doug.
We will
Doug
not be able to have it there in El Salvador. Murders are down by 70%. Why are they down? Now, he would have you convinced that because he's trained murderers to be wonderful people. No. They're down because they're sending their murderers to the United States of America. This is going to be very bad.
What the fuck are you talking? What?
And bad things are going to happen, and you're seeing it happen all the time. That's why, to keep our families safe, the Republican platform promises
Caracas.
to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
Caracas is the capital of Venezuela.
Even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower from many years ago. You know, he was a moderate, but he believed very strongly in borders. He had the largest deportation operation we've ever had. Just recently, I spoke to the grieving mother of Jocelyn.
El Salvador, the country where they rounded up every single person who remotely resembled a gang member and threw them all into a ginormous prison. Not just prison, extrajudicial
last month was
execution
tied up,
squads
assaulted,
roaming
and
the street.
strangled to death after walking to the convenience store just a block away from her house. Her body was dumped near the side of the road in a shallow creek, found by some onlookers who couldn't believe what they had witnessed. charged with Jocelyn's heinous murder are 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela who came across our border, were in custody, and were then released.
100% chance he fucking heard this shit from Libs of
horrible
TikTok.
administration that we have right
100%
now.
chance.
I also met recently with the heartbroken mother and sister of Rachel Morin. Rachel was a 37-year-old mom of 5 beautiful children who was brutally raped and murdered while out on a run. She wanted to keep herself in good shape. It was very important to her. She was
Jesus
murdered.
Christ.
The monster responsible first killed another
He's
woman in
just
El
so
Salvador
fucking,
before
like, craven
he was
and
led into
disgusting with how he
America by
talks
the
about
White
people.
House. This White House
She was
let
raped
them
and
in.
killed. She really
He
likes
then
to keep it
attacked a
tight. It was
9-year-old
very important to
girl and her mother in a home
wanted to stay in
invasion
good
in
shape.
Los Angeles
It's like,
before
what the
murdering
fu-
Rachel in Maryland.
His
Traveled all
mind
throughout
is
the
just
country
the most
doing tremendous
disgusting
damage.
enigma.
Rachel's mother will never be the same. I spent time with her. She will never be the same. I've also met with the wonderful family of Laken Riley, the brilliant 22-year-old nursing student. She was so proud of being first in her class, who was out for a jog
Yes.
on the campus of the University of Georgia when she was assaulted, beaten,
Cat.
and horrifically killed. Yet another American life was stolen by a criminal alien set free by this administration. And these were incredible people we're talking about. These were incredible people who died. Tonight, America, this is my vow. I will not let these killers and criminals into our country. I will keep our sons and daughters safe. As we bring security to our streets, we will help bring stability to the world. I was the first president in modern times to start no new wars. You know, we were the toughest, we were the most respected.
Cat.
And you saw this. Hungry, strong country, run by a very powerful, tough leader. He's a tough guy. Press doesn't like him because he's tough. And he came out recently. They were asking him at an interview, the whole world is exploding. What's happening? What's going on? Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, very tough man.
Of course. Yeah, praising more dictators. Why not?
Coming into my
Nightmare
country and
Taco.
blowing
Cat.
up
Yeah,
our
Cat's right
shopping
here.
centers and
Cat's right
killing
here.
people.
Cat says hello.
But they said to him, tell us what's going wrong, what's happening, what is it? He said, there's only one way you're going to solve it. You got to bring President Trump back to the United States because he kept everybody at bay.
This is something
He
that was
used a
definitely
word
real
I
and
wouldn't
definitely
use
happened.
because I can't use that word because you'd say it was braggadocious. The press would say he was a braggart. I'm not a braggart. But Viktor Orban said it. He said Russia was afraid of him. China was afraid of him. Everybody was afraid of him. Nothing was going to happen. The whole world was at peace. And now the world is blowing up around us. All of these things that you read about were not going to happen. Under President Bush, Russia invaded Georgia. Under President Obama, Russia took Crimea.
Hey, Chad, if you had to theoretically
Under
move
the
out of the U.S. if
current
Trump wins, where would you go? This
administration,
is just a silly question.
Russia
not serious.
is after all of
See,
Ukraine.
I would like to. Here's the
Under
problem.
President
I would
Trump,
like to go
Russia
somewhere
took
like someplace in
nothing.
South America where the dollar is worth a shit ton more. However, I realize that's terrible for the South American economy, and a lot of Americans do that, so I won't. Yeah.
We defeated 100% of ISIS in Syria and Iraq, something that was said to take 5 years, sir. It'll take 5 years, sir. We did it in a matter of a couple of months. We have a great military. Our military is not woke. It's just some of the fools on top that are woke.
Our military is not woke. God. Just a brilliant political mind.
I got
at work
along
here.
very well. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, I got along very well with him. The press hated when I said that. How could you get along with him? Well, you know, it's nice to get along with somebody who has a lot of nuclear weapons or otherwise, isn't
What
it?
happened to the damn doggo? Doggo's fine.
See,
I'm
in
trying
the old
to.
days, they
I'm,
say
I'm
that's a wonderful
infiltrating the
thing. Now
sport.
they
I'm
say,
trying to
how
do
could you
infiltration stuff.
possibly
Hello,
do
cat.
that?
Cat.
But no, I got along with them, and we stopped the missile launches from North Korea. Now North Korea is acting up again, but When we get back, I get along with him. He'd like to see me back, too. I think he misses me, if you want to know the truth.
Again, just normalizing being tight and cool
a world
and
at
friends
peace
with
and turned
dictators.
it into a planet of war. We're in a planet of war. Look at that attack on Israel. Look at what's happening with Ukraine.
Uh-oh. Nick Fuentes is steaming
cities
from
are
the
just
airs.
bombed out. How can people live like that where buildings, massive buildings, are falling to the ground? It began to unravel with the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, the worst humiliation in the history of our country. We have never had a humiliation like that. 13 heroic U.S. service members were tragically and needlessly killed. 45 others were horrifically wounded. Nobody ever talks about them. No arms, no legs, face
Jesus
explosions, horrifically wounded.
Just a sick motherfucker.
By the way, we have a man in this room who's running for the U.S. Senate from a great state, Nevada, named Sam Brown, who paid the ultimate price.
Nope.
Thank you, Sam.
I don't think he did. I think if he's still living there,
Sam.
I think if you're still living, you can't have paid
Thank
the
you.
ultimate price. Like I think that's kind of the rule. Like if you're alive, you didn't pay the ultimate
biggest price.
Kaylin McKenzie got to get the love letters with Korea
that
again.
is running for office, and I think he's going to do great.
He's so smitten. He wants to be Kim Jong-un so bad.
He's running against a person that is not good, not respected, a total lightweight. But Sam, I think, paid, really, we were talking about it with some of the senators that are working so hard for Sam, but he paid the biggest price of any senator ever to run for the Senate. I don't think anybody's ever what he did. He was a real hero, a really great person, and he's running, and I hope that everybody gets out and votes for Sam Brown. And we also left behind $85 billion worth of military equipment, along with many American citizens were left behind. Many, many American citizens, emboldened by that disaster, Russia invaded Ukraine. They saw this group of people that were incompetent. We took the soldiers out first. No, we're going to take the soldiers out second. If they would have followed my plan, we had a great plan. But the plan only kicked in if they did everything perfectly, and they weren't doing things perfectly, so we said it doesn't kick in. 18 months in Afghanistan, we didn't have one, so they were killing them left and right, snipers. And I spoke to the head of the Taliban. You've heard this story. Abdul,
Red
still
Hood
there,
Jensen,
still the
thank
head
you
of
for
the
following.
Taliban.
Oh my gosh, Brian Rodriguez,
Got on me.
thank you
Why
for
would
riding
speak
through this
to him? I said,
racist
'cause
brain
that's
rot
where
with
the
us
killing is.
as always. Thank you for the
I
15.
don't have to speak to somebody that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, thank you
And
guys
I
for
told
putting up with
him,
me playing games
don't
while I'm
ever
doing
do
it because
that.
I
Don't ever
really
do
I
that
just
again.
needed
Don't
something
ever
in the
do that
background
again.
because
You're gonna
I've been through
Because during
in
the
person.
Obama administration,
Again, for
many
those who haven't seen the CPAC video,
great people
I did this
and
once
soldiers,
this year already
a lot of soldiers
in
were
person.
being killed from long
So
distance.
like I'm kind of good, but I know a lot of other people are going to want to see what he has to say. So I want to be here for those who want to take part in that. Nope.
And he said, "I understand, Your Excellency." He called me Your
Trust me,
Excellency.
I'm running Fortnite. Yeah.
I wonder if he calls the other guy Your Excellency. I doubt it. The other guy gave him everything. I mean, what kind of a deal was that? He walked out, gave him everything. Do you know that right now Afghanistan
won't he say
is one of the
Biden?
largest
Is that like an
sellers
inside joke I don't
of
fucking
weapons
get?
in the world? They're selling the brand new, beautiful weapons that we gave them. But think of it. He actually said to me, "But why do you show me a picture
Taco,
of
thank you
my
for the 100
home?"
biddies. How much do I need to
said, "You'll have
donate
to
for you to
ask
be in
your
Washington,
people or
D.C.
one of
for
your
the election
wives."
certification this year? I may or
But
may
he could
like.
figure it out. And
I may
for
or may not
18
already have
months,
plans to do that. We'll
we
see.
had not one attack on an
We will see.
American soldier by the Taliban. 18 months. And then we had that horrible day where soldiers were killed. I was not there because of a ridiculous election. But we had that horrible attack. And they also gave up Bagram, one of the biggest bases anywhere in the world, air bases anywhere in the world,
We
the
will
longest
see.
runways,
Good
most
luck.
powerful.
Also, let me know how I can help.
Hardened,
I will.
thickened
I'll
runways.
be So I've been considering it. I probably won't be going as undercover, so I won't keep it like a huge secret.
China makes their nuclear weapons.
I'll probably be trying to link up with some other
China
kind of
has
guerrilla
it now.
journalists
We were
to
keeping
do that,
that.
but I think it will be whoever wins. I think being there
And
for
now
the
China
certification,
is
especially after
likewise
January
circling
6th,
Taiwan, and
will
Russian
be
warships
a pretty
and
important
nuclear submarines are
thing
operating
to witness. So
60 miles off the
we will
coast
see.
in Cuba. Do you know that? No, the press refuses to write about it. If that were me running this country and we had nuclear submarines in Cuba, I will tell you that the headlines every day would be, what's wrong with our president? You don't even hear this. You're not hearing about this. Russia has nuclear submarines and warships 60 miles away, Mr. Congressman, from Miami, by the way, happens to be here. Correct? In Cuba.
Have you considered
That would not
lifting
be
the trade
stood
embargo
for
on
if it
Cuba
were
so
somebody
they
else.
don't have to
They don't wanna
rely
mention it,
on
but
other
now maybe
communist
they
countries?
will.
Even though Russia's
And the
not
entire
communist
world,
anymore?
I tell you this, we want our hostages back, and they better be back before I assume office, or you will be paying a very big price.
Thank you.
With our victory in November, the years of war, weakness, and chaos will be over. I don't have wars. I had no wars other than ISIS, which I defeated, but that was a war that was started. We had no
defeated.
wars. I could stop wars with a telephone call. I could stop wars with just a telephone call. If properly stated, it would never start. We will replenish our military and build an Iron Dome missile defense system to ensure that no enemy can strike our homeland. And this great Iron Dome will be built entirely in the USA. We're going to build it in the USA. And Wisconsin, just like I gave you that massive ship contract, and you're doing a very nice job, Governor, right? Thank you, Governor. And they're doing a great job. In fact, I had a little design change, and we gave them a tremendous for essentially what we used to call destroyers. These are now the most beautiful. They look like yachts. I said, we have to take the bow, and we have to make it a little nicer and a little point at the top instead of a flat nose. And the people at the shipyard said, this guy sort of knows what he's doing. We have the most beautiful ships, right, Governor? And everybody's sitting over there. And it was a big contract that everybody wanted. I gave it to Wisconsin.
I should have banana brains.
A lot
in
of
the
that
chat.
built right here in the state of Wisconsin and all other states. Israel has an Iron Dome. They have a missile defense system. 302 missiles were shot into Israel, and only one got through a little bit. It was badly wounded. It fell to the ground, but most of them are. And Ronald Reagan wanted this many years ago, but we really didn't have the technology many years ago. Remember, they called it Starship, spaceship.
They called it Star Wars, you fucking dipshit.
But he was a very good president.
Oh my
very,
God.
Very good.
They called it Starship, Spaceship. What the?
But now we have unbelievable technology. And why should other countries have this and we don't?
It was
no,
famously
we're going to build an Iron Dome
called
over
Star
our country,
Wars.
and we're going to be sure that nothing can come and harm our people. And again, from an economic development standpoint, we're going to make it all right here. No more sending it out to other countries in order to help. It's America first. America first. We will unleash the power of American innovation. And as we do, we will soon be on the verge of finding the cures to cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and many other diseases. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
Gonna find the
You
cure to
remember
cancer.
this gentleman that
Like
I
the
don't
dude,
want to mention
he's
other than
just
one time
fucking-
I had to, because when
God
you say
damn.
the 10 worst, I had to do it. I didn't want anybody to be confused. But this man said, we're going to find a cure
He
to
had an
cancer.
Iron
Nothing
Dome to
happened.
defend against Trudeau's Canada.
We're going to get
yeah.
to the cure for cancer and Alzheimer's and so many other things. We're so close to doing something great. But we need a leader that will let it be done. We will not have men playing in women's sports. That will end immediately.
Yep. See what I say. Listen to how big that. Can I control the missiles?
And we will restore and renovate our nation's once great cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And that includes our nation's capital, which is a horrible killing field. So many things. They leave from Wisconsin, they go to look at the Washington Monument, they end up getting stabbed, killed, or shot. We will be very soon very proud of our capital, again, Washington, D.C. America is on the cusp of a new golden age, but we will have the courage to seize it. We're going to take it. We're going to make it a current. We're going to bring this into a golden age like never seen before. Remember this, China wants to do it, Japan wants to do it, all of these countries want to do it. We have to produce massive amounts of energy.
Shit.
If we're going to produce the new, if you look at some of the things that have been done and some of the things that we're going to do, but AI needs literally twice the electricity that's available now in our country. Can you imagine? But instead, we're spending places where they recharge electric cars. They built 8 chargers at a certain location toward the Midwest. 8 chargers for $9 billion. Think of them as a tank for filling up your gas.
Oh, shit.
Think of it. They spent $9 billion on 8
that did not go
chargers,
the way I wanted it
3
to.
of which didn't work.
8 chargers.
And if you were going to do this all
So,
over
I'm sorry.
our country, this crazy
This is the guy
electric
Elon
mandate,
Musk is dick
you're
riding
gonna
right
do
now?
this all- and by the way,
I was in the
I'm
Navy
all for
destroyers have
electric.
never
They
had
have
flat
their
noses.
application.
I don't
But
think
if
he
somebody
understands
wants to
where he
buy
is
a
right now anymore.
gas-powered car, gasoline-powered car, or a hybrid, they're going to be able to do it. And we're going to make that change on day 1. So to conclude, just a few short days ago, my journey with you nearly ended. We know that. And yet, here we are tonight, all gathered together, talking about the future, promise, and a total renewal of a thing we love very much. It's called America. We live in a world of miracles. None of us knows God's plan or where life's adventure will take us. I want to thank Franklin Graham for being here tonight. He's an outstanding man. He wrote me a note recently. I have a lot of respect for him. Sir, I love your storytelling. I think it's great in front of these big rallies. But sir, please do me one favor. It won't make any difference. Please don't use any foul language. I was a little embarrassed. I said, he said, it won't make any difference. Actually, it does. The story's not quite as good, but I've been very good. The story is not quite as good, to be honest. I've got to have a little talk with Franklin, but he was great. He's a great gentleman. His father was so incredible, Billy Graham. My father used to love taking me to see Billy Graham. My father would take me to see Billy Graham at Yankee Stadium. He had the biggest rallies you've ever seen. He was a good rally guy, too. But he'd get up, and he was a fantastic guy. My father loved Billy Graham. But I love Franklin Graham. I think Franklin's been fantastic. And I'm working so hard to adhere to his note to me.
To the stage
I'm working hard on it, Franklin. But if the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God. We have to make the most of every day for the people and for the country that we love. The attacker in Pennsylvania wanted to stop our movement, but the truth is the movement has never been
nobody's
about
going
me.
like this is
It has
the
always
Trump
been
show.
about
Like
you.
everybody's
It's
been
your
waiting
movement. It's
4
the biggest
days.
movement
Like
in the history of our country.
much
by
like
far.
CPAC,
Can't be stopped.
the entire event has been about Trump.
It can't be stopped.
Like not about
It
Republican
has
policy,
always
not
been
about conservative
the
values,
hardworking,
about
patriotic citizens
one
of
person
America.
hyping him up. Like nobody's going to
For too
tell him to get
long,
off
our
the stage. This
nation
is
has
the
settled
climax. This
for
is
too
everything they
little. We
wanted.
settled for too little. We've given everything to other nations, to other people. You have been told to lower your expectations and to accept less for your families. I am here tonight with the opposite message. Your expectations are not big enough. Not big enough. It is time to start expecting and demanding the best leadership in the world, leadership that is bold, dynamic, relentless, and fearless. We can do that. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. But as long as our energies are spent fighting each other, our destiny will remain out of reach, and that's not acceptable. We must instead take that energy and use it to realize our country's true potential and write our own thrilling chapter of the American story. We can do it together. We will unite. We are going to come together, and success will bring us together.
The Lavender Ashes Collective, thank you for following.
It is a story of love, sacrifice, and so many other things. And remember the word devotion. It's unmatched devotion. Our American ancestors crossed the Delaware,
like my brain, I feel like I'm fucking
the icy
melted at this
winter
point,
at Valley Forge, and defeated a mighty empire to establish our cherished republic. They fought so hard, they lost so many. They pushed thousands and thousands of miles across a dangerous frontier, taming the wilderness to build a life and a magnificent home for their family. They packed their families into covered wagons, trekked across hazardous trails, scaled towering mountains, and braved rivers and rapids to stake their claim on the wide open, new, and very beautiful frontier.
Thank you very much, Kyle Lilly.
When our way of life was threatened, American patriots marched onto the battlefield, raced into enemy strongholds, and stared down death and stared down those enemies to keep alive the flame of freedom. At Yorktown, Gettysburg, and Midway, they joined the roll call of immortal heroes. So many just so many heroes, so many great, great people. And we have to cherish those people. We can't forget those people. We have to cherish those people. And building monuments to those great people is a good thing, not a bad thing. They saved our country. No challenge was too much. No hardship was too great. No enemy was too fierce. Together, these patriots soldiered on and endured, and they prevailed because they had faith in each other, faith in their country, and above all, they had faith in their God. Just like our ancestors, we must now come together, rise above past differences. Any disagreements have to be put aside and go forward, united as one people, one nation, pledging allegiance to one great, beautiful, I think it's so beautiful, American flag. Tonight I ask for your partnership, for your support, and I am humbly asking for your vote. I want your vote.
Humbly.
Going to make our country great again. Every day I will strive to honor the trust you have placed in me, and I will never, ever let you down. I promise that. I will never let you down. To all of the forgotten men and women who have been neglected, abandoned, and left behind,
a lot of the mainstream people have
you
been
will
fucking,
be forgotten.
like they've always
no
been
longer.
disappointing, but it has gotten so fucking gross
and
lately.
Together,
Like they're just fucking idiots about it now.
Win, win.
I think this is the dog. I think this is dog. No, this is the shooting cutscene.
Win, 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 win. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. No matter what dangers come our way, no matter what obstacles lie in our path, we will keep striving toward our shared and glorious destiny, and we will not fail. We will not fail. Together, we will save this country. We will restore the republic and we will usher in the rich and wonderful tomorrows that our people so truly deserve. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer, greater, and more united than ever before. And quite simply put, we will very quickly
longest televised
make
presidential acceptance
America
speech. Yeah,
great
not surprising.
again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wisconsin. God bless you. God bless you, Wisconsin, and God bless the United States of America, our great country. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Is it over already? We've been watching for like 2 hours, I feel like. I feel like it's an hour and a half already. Is there anything else? Swaggy Dark Matter, thank you for following. Is there anything else there could be? I don't think there's anything else there could be. Like, look at they have their whole fucking family coming out on stage, man. She ducked away from that kiss. Good for her. I would do the same. Like, this was just a rally speech. There was never any question that he was gonna have, oh, Donald Kardashian. Oh, you're so fucking right. No, they are like just, it is just a family political dynasty. There's no other thought or conviction or anything behind it but just like wanting to maintain a legacy of the dumbest blonde people ever to have been in America. Ugh. Like, it doesn't fail to amuse me that the same people will constantly bitch about how, like, oh, the left are trying to erode standards of beauty and make everything ugly, are also the people who think, like, Trump is, like, a fitting leader, like a good model of leadership. This has got to be the end of it, right? Alex Jones is next? No, are you? No, you're fucking with me. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, I'm like, yeah, there's no way. Yeah, Nightmare Talk is just being a goofball. Red, white, blue, and gold. I mean, that might as well be the colors that he wants. Alright, y'all. Thank you for the... Oh, they have the actual fucking dude there. That's fucking crazy. They have an opera, like, actual... That's... Man... I don't know, man. This is... What are we doing, like, as a civilization? Let's go. We've got... Damn, everybody's watching this dog shit. Damn, we have a lot of people we can raid. All right, let's do... We haven't done Riverboat Jack in a minute. We're gonna go over, say hi to Riverboat Jack. I'm tired, y'all. Thank you everybody who's donated for the last couple days. Sister Ken of Sweden, thank you for $1. Just wanted to contribute, not much, but something. Thanks for covering this. Waking up and hearing Trump's voice is like eating spikes for breakfast, though. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I actually had a really good day. I got so much, like, writing done on various projects. I've been... Yeah, I got a lot of good work done today, and I do want to apologize in advance. I'm sorry for everybody that there hasn't been a lot of edited content lately. I've been using a lot of stream highlight videos, and I probably will for the next couple weeks, unfortunately, because I have one video that's almost ready, and then I have the Synthetic Man video, and that's probably going to take... I'm writing that script now. That's probably going to take a week to put together. And then when that's done, I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for hanging and chilling and watching me play Fallout 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5 as we listen to this fucking garbage, y'all. And thank you for all the support, and especially Nightmare Taco. Thank you so much for hooking me up. You need more mods, by the way. I know I'm gonna probably check the Discord and see if anybody wants to mod. But thank you again, and let's go over and say hi to Jack, and have a good rest of your night. Nope, hang on. There we go. Yeah, and go say hi to Jack for me. Go sub to her and give all the bits and all the donos, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.